Okay, so the next and last station that we're going to be talking about is called our 2VO pass down shallow cut drill. And the drill is going to be set up with pairs on each side, and pairs mean there's two players working together. So on this side you have, let's say, our players with the blue jersey on, both players with the stick to the inside, sticks in their right hand on that side. And then on this side, our white players, our white pair has their stick to the inside, they're playing with the stick in their left hand. Now, the purpose of this drill is to work on playing in pairs. And in the box game as well as now in the field game, playing in pairs is becoming a lot more common because it's a really effective way to generate, draw slides, to generate high percentage shots, to work together to get really good quality offense going on that end of the floor. We call our pairs the two-man and woo-man games. So that's what we do at FLG, and that's something that we're going to teach here in this drill. So the drill is going to start with a coach up top with a bucket of balls. We're going to only do one side at a time. Our coach is going to throw a ball to this top player, the player that's farthest away from the goal. Again, their stick is to the inside, so their stick is in their right hand. The first thing they're going to do once they catch that pass, is make sure that they're ready to be in athletic position, maybe to move their feet to get away from a defender if there is one in front of them, but they're going to pass down, all right? Keeping that stick in their right hand. So a lot of people say, well, what if there's a defender there? Well, that's why you got to be able to backpedal and be able to throw a pass. You might have to be able to throw behind the back, which are things that we work on in the box game. You might have to bring your stick across your face, right? Work on that shovel pass. But we're going to pass by keeping that stick in our right hand, and our teammate is going to receive with their stick in their right hand as well. All right, now after we throw that pass down, we're going to start getting into our shallow cut. I'll teach you what a shallow cut is in a second, but before we do that, we always like to backdoor cut, or take a nice hard cut down the middle of the floor. The reason we do that is because let's say we have a defender in there and they ball watch, you might be open for a little give and go. So that's the first action that we like to do. All right, so our second action is our shallow cut, which basically is a cut that you kind of just fill the space of your teammate or where they're standing. And the reason that we do that is because now we created all this space for our teammate to dodge into. That's a really nice spot to get to on the floor because we're dodging to the middle where we can draw slides. We're dodging to the middle where we might be able to get down a seam and get a good shot off, a high angle shot, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. That's a pressure point right there when you dodge to the middle. Okay, so what we like to teach in this drill as this blue player is dodging towards the middle is a simple look back. All right, and by looking back, you're now getting maybe a defender that's on you to freeze. All right, you might get them to actually look back as well, and that might free you up to get to the high side and get a shot off. All right, so that look back is a really good way to freeze the defense. Another reason that you look back off that dodge is because if this player right here who is guarding your teammate in your pair decides to jump off and quickly double team, you might have a throwback right to your teammate who can then re-dodge for a shot or quickly get a shot off right after they catch that pass. So in this drill, we're going to work on two things. All right, we're going to work on dodging, looking back, continuing our dodge and getting a shot off. And then we're going to also work on dodging to the middle and throwing back to our teammate who executed that shallow cut right there, okay?
I would say the one thing is timing. So when the ball goes down to the low player, that player shouldn't initiate that drive towards the goal until that second part of his teammates or her teammates movement. So at first you're making a backdoor cut. I would wait to start that drive until you see your teammates start to change direction and make it more of a shallow cut away from the original give and go cut.
And also, like Bob was saying, instead of just waiting, standing still, you can even drag a little bit, which means move your feet back towards goal line extended. Okay, you can drag down or you can drag up. Okay, so now you're never having your feet flat-footed. And then like Bob said, once that shallow cut has been executed, that's when you start attacking the goal.
This is definitely a way, if you can develop some chemistry with your teammates, you start to work off of each other very well, and you can become very creative. There's a lot of little options that can come off of all of this, and it can be a staple of your offense.